I am neither Goku nor Vegeta. Now my duty is to finish you. A new being spoke to the enemy standing before him. Hours earlier, Goku shouted as he struck Raditz. Raditz had sought him out for training. Raditz struggled to block the blow and launched an attack of his own. Goku easily dodged it. He appeared right behind his brother. Goku clasped his hands together and delivered a heavy strike to the head. Raditz crashed into the ground. Goku floated down to him. He decided that was enough for now. He praised Raditz for improving so much since their last session. Raditz stood up slowly. He admitted he was still no match for Kakarot. Goku reminded him that he had been training his entire life. Raditz asked about the energy technique. He recalled it was called Kai. Goku shrugged. He explained that everyone possessed it and Raditz could master it too. Raditz asked to be taught. Goku smiled broadly. He told Raditz he had better be ready. Meanwhile, in the other world, King Yema was busy judging souls. He sent some to heaven and others to hell. The guards watched the scene in absolute shock. One of them noted that King Yema was being unusually strict today. They directed the souls to their respective paths. One guard pointed the evil souls toward the soul cleansing machine. The machine was designed to wash away all evil thoughts and memories. Guard stepped out to check on the boy in charge of the evil energy tank. The boy was completely ignoring his duties. He was dancing to loud music instead. The guard scolded him sharply. He threatened to report him to King Yema for a pay cut. The boy hung his head and complained that a pay cut would mean working for free. The guard ordered him to do his job properly. He reminded the boy that it was time to change the tank before walking away. The boy mumbled to himself about the guard being a meddler. He ignored the orders and went right back to dancing to his music. The tank holding the concentrated evil souls suddenly overloaded. It erupted in a massive explosion that shook the entire realm. King Yema demanded to know what was happening. A panicked worker shouted that something terrible had gone wrong with the soul tank. King Yema looked completely stunned. The boy who neglected the tank realized his mistake too late. The same guard ran down to see the disaster. He yelled at the boy for not changing the tank. The guard suddenly froze in sheer terror. The concentrated evil energy enveloped the boy completely. The guard ran for his life. The boy mutated into a gigantic yellow monster. The massive beast chanted the name Janeba over and over. King Yema realized all the evil thoughts from the tank had been unleashed. He knew they were in deep trouble. He ordered his men to summon Goku and Piccin immediately. Colorful crystals formed by Janeba completely encased the check-in station. The barrier severed the connection between the living world and the afterlife. King Yema worried that his authority would fail. The dead would rise and cause absolute chaos. Far away, Piccin was busy training. He stopped when he saw strange, colorful crystals forming in the sky. The West Kai wondered what was happening. He realized it was coming from King Yema and his castle. He ordered Piccin to investigate. Piccin flew off right away. Down in the living world, absolute panic broke out. An old woman at a cemetery screamed about seeing her dead grandfather. The confused ghost muttered that he had died 5 years ago. Nearby, a vampire walked around complaining about the wooden stake stuck in his chest. People stared at him in utter bewilderment. Elsewhere, a military commander ordered his undead army to conquer the world and destroy anyone who resisted. Raditz and Goku paused their training when they noticed the chaos spreading through the city. King Kai contacted Goku telepathically. He urged Goku to hurry to the other world. A powerful enemy was causing the dead to rise. Goku understood the situation. He told Raditz to stay on Earth just in case before flying off. Fortuneteller Baba helped Goku travel to the other world. He quickly ran into Piccin. Goku flew alongside him and asked what was happening. Piccin had no idea but said they would find out soon. They increased their speed. The two warriors landed on one of the giant crystals. They saw the entire castle trapped inside. King Yema yelled at Goku to get him out. Goku promised to free him quickly. He told Piccin they needed to break the barrier. Both fired attacks at the crystal, but the barrier just absorbed the energy. King Yema shouted that the monster responsible was up on the roof. Goku and Piccin flew up to the roof and found the giant monster. Piccin tried to reason with Janeba. The beast simply swatted him away with a single hit. Both Goku and Piccin wanted to fight the monster. They decided Goku would handle Janeba while Piccin tried to free the trapped workers. Goku lured Janeba away to a distant area. Janeba created miniature copies of himself to swarm Goku. Goku flared his energy and blew the clones away. He thought about how it had not even been a day, and trouble had already found him. He really missed Carol. He also knew he still had to deal with Black and his new ally when he returned. He had felt their terrifying energy right before leaving. Back in the living world, Raditz and Nappa were fighting off the walking dead. A familiar mocking voice echoed behind them. Frieza floated down alongside King Cold and the Jinyu force. He asked if the disgusting monkeys had missed him. Raditz and Nappa glared at the tyrant. Frieza swore to make them pay for his death. He ordered his men to attack. Raditz and Nappa instantly transformed into Super Saiyans. They blitzed Frieza and his father before the villains could even react. They obliterated both of them with a single blow. The remaining soldiers saw their leaders fall and ran away in absolute terror. In the other world, Piccin kept attacking the crystal barrier. Nothing seemed to leave a scratch. He cursed in frustration and called the barrier a bastard. The crystals suddenly cracked. Piccin realized insulting the barrier made it brittle. Cursing was not his style, but he had no choice. He screamed every insult he could think of at the crystal. The barrier cracked a little more. Goku continued his battle against Janeba. The monster fired colorful spheres that knocked Goku down. Janeba was humiliating Goku in a highly comical way. Goku managed to block a punch and fired a blast that knocked the beast over. He followed up with a massive Kamehameha. Janeba casually deflected the devastating beam. The monster did not even seem to understand what he was doing. Goku realized he needed his full power. He transformed into a Super Saiyan. Janeba rapidly fired energy blasts like a machine gun. Up above, Piccin was out of breath from screaming insults. Goku pushed further and transformed into a Super Saiyan 2. His massive power shook the entire afterlife and altered the landscape. He pushed his limits again and accessed Super Saiyan 3. His long, golden hair flowed wildly. He told Janeba he was only the second person to push him this far. The first was Majin Buu. Goku promised the real fight was just beginning. Goku charged Janeba. His heavy blows finally dealt real damage. Janeba dropped a barrage of colorful orbs, but Goku brushed them off. Goku uppercut the beast into the air. He charged his energy and slammed Janeba into the ground with a brutal punch to the stomach. Goku focused his power into his fists and struck Janeba right through the face. It looked like Goku had won the fight. Suddenly, the massive body of the monster began to shrink. Janeba completely altered his appearance. He emerged as a terrifying red demon. Super Janeba attacked Goku with blinding speed. Goku barely dodged the first strike. He threw a kick, but the demon blocked it easily. Janeba whipped his tail and struck Goku hard. Goku planted his hands on the ground and vaulted a heavy kick into the face of his enemy. Janeba did not even flinch. The demon grabbed Goku by the leg to throw him. Goku countered by kicking Janeba with his free leg. Goku fired an energy blast. Janeba opened a magical portal. The blast vanished and struck Goku from behind. Goku tried to attack again, but Janeba teleported and beat him down. Every strike Goku landed seemed less and less effective. Janeba materialized a sword and unleashed a brutal combo. Goku could barely defend himself. He clutched his injured shoulder and tried to evade the slashing blade. Janeba trapped Goku in a strange gelatinous prison. The demon raised his sword to cut Goku in half. A sudden energy blast struck Janeba from behind. Goku broke free from the crystal trap and fell to his knees. Someone landed right behind him. Vegeta stood there in his Super Saiyan form. He mocked Goku for getting beaten so badly. He reminded Goku that he was the only one allowed to defeat him. Goku panted and thanked Vegeta for coming. Vegeta claimed he just wanted some of the fun. He charged directly at Janeba. His efforts proved just as useless. Neither of them could inflict any lasting damage. Janeba threw Vegeta into a bed of spikes. Goku barely saved him in time. Vegeta groaned from his injuries. He told Goku to stay out of his fight and claimed he never asked for help. Goku admitted he was getting worried. He realized not even the two of them fighting together was enough. Then a sudden idea struck him. Goku announced they had to use fusion. Vegeta was incredibly confused. Goku explained it was a technique to merge their bodies and powers. King Kai had taught him about it during his training. Vegeta was completely disgusted. He refused to lower himself to such a ridiculous act. Goku pleaded with him. He insisted it was the only way to win, and Vegeta knew it too. Janba spotted them while they argued. They barely managed to escape. Goku finally convinced a very reluctant Vegeta to try. He demonstrated the fusion dance steps. Vegeta felt his dignity dying. He muttered that he would rather be dead. Piccin kept shouting insults at the crystal barrier. He was exhausted from all the yelling. King Yemma told him to hurry up from inside the barrier. Piccin got one final idea. He screamed that King Yemma was a giant pig. The insult was strong enough to shatter the crystal completely. Goku and Vegeta finally performed the fusion dance. It did not go as planned. Vegeta had messed up a finger position. The result was a short, fat warrior. The failed fusion was named Veku. Veku spent the entire time running away from Janba. No one understood how he was even surviving. 30 agonizing minutes passed. They finally defused just in time to avoid a fatal blow. Vegeta flew away with Goku. He angrily accused Goku of tricking him. He complained that the fusion only made them weaker. Goku promised he was not lying. He noted they would not be running if they knew a better way to win. King Kai contacted them telepathically and pointed out the finger mistake. Goku explained the steps to Vegeta one more time. They prepared to try again, but Super Janba found them. The demon prepared to strike. Piccin suddenly appeared and kicked Janba in the head. He yelled at Goku to perform the fusion immediately. Goku thanked Piccin and flew off with Vegeta. Piccin promised the monster he would not escape. He claimed he knew the secret to defeating him. Janba roared and tried to chase the Saiyans. Piccin touched the side of the demon and screamed a terrible insult. Janba lost his balance in pain. Piccin seized the opening and fired a barrage of blasts. The voices of Goku and Vegeta echoed as they began the dance perfectly. Janba vanished from sight. The Saiyans mirrored their movements flawlessly. Janba materialized behind Piccin and crushed him with a massive strike. The Saiyans completed the final pose. A blinding light illuminated the entire realm. When the light faded, a brand new warrior stood in their place. A battered Piccin looked up and realized they had succeeded. The new warrior promised to avenge Piccin. Janba unleashed his maximum power. The warrior calmly stated he was neither Goku nor Vegeta. He declared his name was Gogeta. He announced his duty was to destroy the monster. Gogeta rushed forward. Janba tried to increase his energy, but Gogeta was simply too fast. Gogeta landed 3 devastating blows. The monster suffered massive damage instantly. Gogeta flipped backward and raised his hand. He generated a sparkling sphere of multicolored energy. He crushed the sphere and tossed the sparkling dust at Janba. The strange energy washed over the demon. Janba dissolved completely. When the light cleared, the young boy stood there completely purified. He looked at Gogeta in sheer terror and ran away screaming. Gogeta watched him go and smiled softly. 30 minutes later, the fusion ended. Vegeta smirked and swore he would never fuse with Goku again. Goku smiled back and told him they would see about that. Somewhere far away, a tall blue-skinned being with white hair spoke quietly. He told Lord Beerus it was time to wake up. The angel reminded Beerus that he had set the loud alarm bombs himself. He warned that if Beerus did not wake up, the rest of the alarms would trigger. Beerus grumbled that he was already awake. He tried to fake being up so he could sleep for a few more years. The angel sighed heavily. He refused to let Beerus sleep for another 15 years like last time. He threatened to sing his special wake-up song with his angelic voice. Beerus panicked. He jumped onto a rock and crawled toward his attendant. He complained that he had only slept for 39 years this time. He considered it a mere nap. The angel Wise reminded Beerus that he had chosen this exact day to wake up. Wise asked why this day was so important. Beerus explained there was something he needed to investigate. On the planet of King Kai, the Supreme Kai contacted the North Kai. They both sensed the terrifying presence. King Kai sweated nervously and agreed the destroyer had woken up early. Goku was busy running laps with Bubbles the monkey. He counted his steps loudly. King Kai yelled at Goku to be quiet. Supreme Kai lowered his voice. He asked if Goku was there. King Kai quietly confirmed Goku was training on his planet. Supreme Kai warned him to keep it a secret. He knew Goku would want to fight the destroyer if he found out. King Kai nervously agreed and ended the call. Goku suddenly appeared right behind King Kai. He asked who this Beerus person was. King Kai screamed in pure panic. Goku asked if Beerus was a type of candy. King Kai tried to play along. He nervously claimed it was the most delicious candy in the universe. Goku saw right through the lie. He pointed out that King Kai sounded incredibly serious on the call. King Kai turned away and told Goku it was none of his business. Goku smiled and said that only made him more curious. King Kai refused to explain. Goku threatened to fly to the Supreme Kai and ask him directly. King Kai panicked again and begged him to stop. Goku smiled in triumph. They hopped into a small car. King Kai drove around his tiny planet while explaining the truth. He told Goku about gods of creation like the Supreme Kai. He then explained there were gods of destruction who wiped out life without any mercy. Goku grew extremely excited. They parked at the house. Goku came out wearing his classic martial arts uniform. King Kai asked why he changed clothes. Goku grinned and guessed this Beerus guy must be incredibly strong. King Kai scratched his cheek nervously. Goku admitted he was dying to test the strength of the god. King Kai completely lost his temper. He screamed that Goku was crazy. He explained that Beerus was on a completely different level. He warned that even the Supreme Kai would wet his pants in fear if he had to face the destroyer. Goku ignored the warning. He just wanted to see the power for himself. On the world of the destroyer, Beerus ate a massive feast. He asked Wise if Frieza had destroyed planet Vegeta while he was sleeping. Wise sliced a piece of meat and confirmed the planet was gone. Beerus was pleased. He mentioned he could have let the Saiyans live, but King Vegeta was far too annoying. He admitted he wanted to destroy them himself, but the trip was too much of a hassle. Beerus casually ate his food. He was a god capable of destroying planets over a bad meal. He wondered what to do with Frieza next. He felt Frieza was getting too arrogant and planned to destroy him. Wise informed Beerus that Frieza had already been defeated. Beerus nearly choked on his food. He demanded to know who possessed enough power to kill Frieza. Wise tapped his staff and projected an image of Goku destroying the tyrant. Beerus felt the Saiyan looked familiar. He asked who he was. Wise explained his name was Kakarot. He added that the Saiyan went by the name Son Goku in his new universe. Beerus was slightly surprised to hear about a new universe. Wise explained that Goku was transferred to the dimension of the one above all just before planet Vegeta was destroyed. Beerus brushed off the detail and focused on the image. He noted that all Saiyans had black hair. He was genuinely shocked a Saiyan could defeat Frieza. Wise explained the Saiyans possessed a special technique called Super Saiyan. Beerus repeated the name multiple times. He suddenly remembered a vivid dream. He yelled that he dreamed of fighting a Super Saiyan god. Wise gently mocked the usually inaccurate premonitions of his master. They consulted the oracle fish. Wise reminded Beerus that Saiyans were mortals and not gods. Beerus decided to seek them out anyway. Most were on Earth, but the one who defeated Frieza was on the world of King Kai. King Kai trembled in absolute terror as Beerus approached his planet. He warned Goku that the destroyer was arriving. He begged Goku not to do anything stupid. Goku casually said he could not sense God energy, so there was nothing to worry about. Goku turned his back and mumbled that it was perfect. King Kai screamed at him to go hide inside the house. Goku reluctantly agreed and walked inside. A bright light touched down on the tiny planet. King Kai bowed nervously and welcomed Lord Beerus to his humble home. Beerus noted that the planet was very small. King Kai nervously apologized for the lack of space. Wise reminded them that Beerus had shrunk the planet after losing a game of hide and seek. King Kai asked the purpose of the visit. Beerus stated he came to speak with the Saiyan hiding inside the house. King Kai was terrified. He quickly called Goku out to greet the god. Goku stepped outside and greeted Beerus poorly. King Kai frantically scolded him for his lack of manners. The conversation seemed to go smoothly. Beerus prepared to leave for Earth. Goku suddenly stopped him. He mentioned hearing about the extreme power of the destroyer. He asked for a small demonstration. King Kai nearly had a heart attack. Beerus noted that in all his centuries of life, no one had ever asked him that. He wondered if Goku was brave or just an idiot. King Kai quickly agreed that Goku was a complete idiot to protect him. Beerus accepted the challenge. He told Goku to attack with his full power. Goku powered up to Super Saiyan. He pushed further to Super Saiyan 2 and finally Super Saiyan 3. King Kai grabbed his monkey and ran for cover. Goku launched a barrage of attacks. Beerus blocked every strike with absolute ease. Beerus flicked Goku in the forehead. Goku kept swinging but hit nothing but air. The sheer force of his missed punches damaged the tiny planet. Beerus grew bored and chopped Goku on the back of the neck. Goku instantly collapsed unconscious. Wise announced it was time to leave. Beerus bid farewell and flew toward Earth. King Kai rushed over to check on Goku. He then contacted Vegeta telepathically. Vegeta was annoyed by the interruption to his training. King Kai warned the prince that Beerus was heading to Earth. Vegeta vaguely remembered the name. King Kai warned Vegeta not to anger the god under any circumstances. He explained that making Beerus mad would mean the destruction of the entire planet. Vegeta grew extremely worried. He had grown attached to Earth ever since a certain blue-haired woman welcomed him into her home. King Kai dropped the final bombshell. He revealed that Goku was defeated in 2 simple hits while using Super Saiyan 3. Vegeta was absolutely speechless. He realized the fate of the Earth rested entirely in his hands. Goku recovered by eating a magic bean. Down on Earth, Vegeta stepped out of his gravity chamber. Bulma was throwing a massive birthday party. Vegeta looked at his shaking hands. He remembered exactly where he had seen Beerus before. A voice called out to the prince from behind. Vegeta stood up. Beerus noted that mortal energy sensing did not work on gods. Vegeta remembered seeing his proud father kneeling before this exact being. He realized the destroyer had truly arrived. He knew King Kai was not exaggerating. Beerus smelled the delicious food. Vegeta quickly explained it was a birthday party. Beerus and Wise joined the festivities. They sampled the exquisite cuisine of Earth. Vegeta watched their every move like a hawk. He was determined to keep Beerus happy at all costs. Everything seemed fine until some thieves tried to steal a magic orb. A stray bullet grazed Beerus. The god felt an annoying itch. To a destroyer, this was an unforgivable offense. Beerus glowed with destructive energy. He stated that before creation must come destruction. Vegeta panicked and tried to think of a way to save the planet. He came up with the most humiliating idea possible. He decided to sacrifice his pride to save his home. Vegeta jumped onto the stage and grabbed a microphone. He announced that the real entertainment was about to begin. The spotlights hit him. Vegeta started doing a ridiculous bingo dance. The other Saiyans stared in pure disbelief. Tarbell laughed hysterically at his older brother. Vegeta forced a smile and sang about how much he loved the Earth. He finished his dance feeling completely dead inside. Wise sweated and called the performance pathetic. Beerus agreed that the singing was awful. The distraction worked perfectly. Beerus calmed down and went back to eating. Vegeta let out a massive sigh of relief. He stayed on high alert. Disaster struck again. The good Majin Buu refused to share his pudding with the god. Beerus demanded a cup, but Buu ate them all. Beerus exploded in rage. Everyone tried to stop him. The Saiyans and the Earth Warriors attacked the god together. Beerus effortlessly swatted them all away. Bulma furiously marched up to Beerus and slapped him for ruining her party. Beerus looked surprised for a second. He smiled slightly and slapped her back. Bulma fell to the ground. Something inside Vegeta snapped. He screamed that no one was allowed to touch his Bulma. He erupted into Super Saiyan 2 and charged the god. His fury pushed him past his limits. He actually managed to land a few solid blows on the destroyer. Bulma sat on the ground blushing deeply because he called her his. Vegeta eventually ran out of steam. Beerus battered him and tossed him to the ground. Bulma rushed to his side. Beerus yelled for Wise. The angel appeared instantly with a fork still in his hand. Beerus declared the Super Saiyan god was just a stupid dream. He decided to destroy the Earth and go home. Everyone braced for the end. A familiar voice told him to stop. Goku landed right behind the group. He had raced back to arrive in time. He had watched the fight from afar to study the fighting style of the god. Beerus asked what he wanted now. He wondered if Goku figured out the Super Saiyan god mystery. Goku admitted it was still a secret. He begged Beerus not to destroy the planet yet. Beerus pointed out he was a destroyer and could do whatever he wanted. Goku acknowledged his power but asked for one last chance. He suggested using the magical dragon to find the answer. Bulma summoned Shenron. Goku asked the dragon about the Super Saiyan god. Shenron trembled at the mere mention of Beerus. The dragon explained the legend. A group of righteous Saiyans once temporarily created a god to stop the evil members of their race. The form faded due to a strict time limit. Shenron explained the ritual required 5 pure-hearted Saiyans to pour their light into a 6th. Everyone doubted they could pull it off. They knew Goku was pure, but the others had dark pasts. However, none of the Saiyans had committed evil acts since the defeat of Frieza. They decided to try. The first attempt failed because they needed 6 Saiyans in total. Fortunately, they had exactly enough. Nappa Vegeta Raditz Tarbell and Broly linked hands to transfer their energy to Goku. Vegeta complained about Goku being the center of attention. Bulma yelled at him to stop whining. Raditz asked Goku if he felt anything. A brilliant blue light erupted before Goku could answer. Goku floated into the sky. The weather changed wildly. Day turned to night instantly. A fiery red aura engulfed Goku. The light faded to reveal the Super Saiyan God. Goku looked thinner. His hair had turned a vibrant crimson. His eyes matched the brilliant red hue. A fiery orange aura blazed around him. Oolong squinted and said he looked exactly the same. Bulma pointed out his new hair and eyes. Master Roshi noted his slimmer physique. Krillin admitted he could not sense his energy at all. Goku stared at his own hands in awe. Wise clapped and congratulated them on a successful ritual. Beerus took a sip of his drink and smiled. He was glad he waited. Goku finally realized he had become a god. Beerus told him to prove it in combat. Goku smiled and walked toward him. Beerus promised to spare the earth if Goku turned out to be stronger than him. Goku was thrilled. They stared each other down. Goku launched the first strike. Beerus caught the punch. The sheer force generated a massive shockwave. Beerus asked how it felt to be a god. Goku admitted it felt incredible. Beerus released his fist and agreed. The two warriors rocketed into the sky. They took the battle high into the atmosphere. Beerus aimed a kick at the face of his opponent. Goku barely blocked it. Goku threw several punches, but Beerus deflected them all. Goku was still getting used to his new body. The people in the city below watched the two glowing auras clash in the sky. Beerus praised his speed as they flew over the city. He noticed Goku did not look satisfied. He asked if Goku disliked being a god. Goku admitted he never knew a realm like this existed. He stared at his hand and hated that he could not reach this level on his own. Goku attacked with renewed fury. Their punches collided with enough force to part the clouds and shake the air. The shock waves echoed across the entire city. The others desperately tried to follow the high-speed battle from the ground. Beerus found his attitude interesting. He noted that Goku hated relying on his friends. Goku corrected him. He explained he was frustrated because he never could have fought Beerus without their help. Beerus asked why he transformed at all. Goku confessed he simply wanted to fight him. Beerus slammed a heavy fist into the stomach of the Saiyan. He knocked Goku far away. Goku spun in the air and stabilized himself. Beerus instantly appeared in front of him and kicked him away again. The fight moved into a dense forest. They crashed through the trees away from the eyes of their friends. Master Roshi ordered everyone into a ship to follow them. The Saiyans simply flew after the battle. Goku and Beerus continued their fierce exchange. Beerus knocked Goku through several massive boulders. Goku managed to catch a punch, but the god scratched him. Beerus asked if he was still mad about the god form. Goku admitted he was still slightly annoyed. Beerus warned that his pride would ruin him. He found it strange for a Saiyan to be so obsessed with pride. Goku argued that Vegeta was far more proud than him. Beerus pointed out that Vegeta threw away his pride to protect his family. Goku agreed. He found it amazing and respected the prince for it. Beerus noted that Goku also threw away his pride to become a god. Goku chuckled and agreed. Beerus confessed he was disappointed. He was still waiting for a true battle of gods. Goku rubbed the back of his neck. He admitted he was only using 80% of his power. Beerus grew furious. He attacked Goku with blinding speed. He demanded Goku fight seriously. Goku screamed that he was fighting seriously. He did not realize his red aura had vanished. Beerus noticed the form had worn off. He fired several energy beams. Goku dodged them. He asked why Beerus was firing lasers. Beerus told him this was not a sporting event. Goku smashed through the falling rocks. He screamed at the god to stop destroying things. Goku flared his energy and transformed into a Super Saiyan. He burst out of the cavern and attacked. Raditz watched from afar and realized the god form was gone. Goku and Beerus took their battle higher until they reached the edge of space. Master Roshi asked Tyne if he could see them. Tyne shook his head and said they were too high. Goku charged a massive Kamehameha and fired it at the destroyer. Krillin watched the brilliant blue light light up the sky. Beerus fired his own devastating sphere of destruction. Goku struggled to hold back the massive energy ball. He fought desperately to save the Earth. Beerus told Goku his god power had vanished. However, his body had absorbed the divine energy, so his strength had not decreased. Beerus pushed more power into his attack. Goku could no longer hold it back. He felt his strength fatting. Suddenly, the voices of his friends echoed in his mind. Vegeta, Raditz, Nappa, Tarbell, Broly, Krillin, Roshi, and Bulma all urged him to keep fighting. Then one specific voice cut through the noise. Carol called out to him and begged him to come back to her arms. Goku remembered his promise. He had to return to his universe. He had to reunite with the Avengers and Carol. He still had to defeat Black. The thought gave him a massive surge of strength. Goku screamed and tapped into the god power once more. The fiery aura returned and he completely neutralized the attack of the god. Beerus asked what he just did. Goku panted heavily and admitted he had no idea. Beerus smiled and called him fascinating. He raised his hand to deliver the final blow. He suddenly stopped. Goku was on the verge of passing out. He asked why Beerus stopped. Beerus simply wanted Goku to admit defeat. Goku laughed weakly and said he gave up. He admitted he could never beat someone as strong as the Destroyer. Beerus was glad Goku finally understood his place. Beerus told him about the existence of other universes. Goku smiled because the one above all had already told him about the multiverse. Beerus also revealed that Wise was his martial arts master. Goku asked Wise if he would train him. Wise gladly accepted after seeing his incredible potential. Goku finally lost consciousness and began to fall toward Earth. Beerus caught him and lowered him gently to the ground. Beerus announced it was time to fulfill his promise and destroy the planet. He fired a tiny energy blast that shattered a single rock. Wise asked what happened. Beerus faked a yawn. He claimed he used up all his energy during the fight and could not destroy the planet today. Everyone sighed in massive relief. Goku told his friends he was going to train with Wise. No one objected because they knew Goku loved to train. Vegeta stepped forward. He refused to be left behind. He bowed to Wise and asked to be trained as well. Wise noticed the immense potential within the prince and agreed. Bulma angrily asked Vegeta where he thought he was going. Vegeta blushed as he remembered his humiliating dance. Goku laughed and reminded Vegeta how angry he got when Beerus slapped Bulma. Bulma blushed deeply and said she felt very protected. Vegeta denied everything and demanded they leave immediately. The four of them departed. Wise knew Goku was on a strict time limit. When they arrived on the planet, Wise used his staff to access a special dimension. Time moved much slower inside the dimension, just like the hyperbolic time chamber. While Beerus slept for a few days, Goku and Vegeta trained with Wise. Days in the real world equaled years in the special dimension. Goku and Vegeta fully mastered the Super Saiyan God form. They pushed their limits and unlocked Super Saiyan Blue. Goku even managed to combine the new form with his Kaioken technique. After years of intense training, it was finally time for Goku to leave. Wise transported them all back to Earth so Goku could say his final goodbyes. Will Goku finally return to his universe to finish his fight against Black? Find out in the next part.